morning, everyone. I hope you are doing well this morning. So this is video 3 to this series of how to balance out your chakras, as well as working with an energy massage. So showing you how to do that. So we started with the root, we moved into the sacral, and now we're into the solar plexus. So the solar plexus, if you find your rib cage and run your hands along there, and then you find that space just before your breastbone, this is where your solar plexus is, right up here. So when I was talking last time working with the solar plexus, I like to either work with the sacral and the solar plexus at the same time. So I do a belly rub for this whole area, or I work with the solar plexus and the heart. So then it moves up into a breast massage as well as a chest massage. So these two are so closely related, the solar plexus and the heart. This is responsible for our self-worth, our confidence, our self-will. So anything that is that healthy sense of self and really feeling kind of rooted in your personal power, that is this center right here. So if you have any trauma, or you grew up with a lot of verbal abuse, or if you were bullied, different things like that, or relationship issues, you're gonna have a little bit of a heaviness here. So this can work into that heart center, right? Because then we begin to feel a little bit less than, right? And like shame and guilt and all that stuff. So that's why I like working with these two at the same time, or these two at the same time. So they have these little bridges. Imagine these little bridges from each one. And so they affect each other, right? So the solar plexus, like I said, is responsible for our self-worth. So when I like to use oils, I like to use oils that are very healing. So I have a healing oil, actually a herbal infusion on my website, and that love oil that I was talking about the other day. And so I like to use that because that is really, this can be a really raw area for a lot of people if we have had a lot of verbal abuse in our life. So once again, if you can use oil, I would do skin to skin, so your hand against your skin. I'm not gonna have my shirt up today, but yep, hand to skin. Lying down is really great. People like me have a really short torso, so if I can lie down, I can really push out this area and get in there and rub nice and easy. So I'm gonna show you a few moves, a few motions with your hands. So taking the oil, rubbing it on your hands, and using whatever feels really comforting to you, what makes you feel good. So breathing in 3 times, so you inhale, exhale, inhale, pulling the breath from the spine, base of the spine, all the way to the crown of the head, and then exhale, spiraling it back down. One more time, inhale, and exhale. And then you're gonna put your hands on that solar plexus. So you find your rib cage and move up. So a few motions I like to do is I like to go along the rib cage. So rubbing into the rib cage, back and forth. And then to get really in there, I like to grab that gentle fist I was talking about before. And we're gonna do circles in one direction, and then circles the other direction. And then you can do 2 fists, back and forth, pulling inward and outward. And then what I like to do, make sure that we grab onto the sides. So you're moving into the sides, you can move up into the breast, chest area. And then when you move to the back, you're putting your hands like this again on your back, and it's a little tricky because it's getting up a little higher, so just doing the best you can. And rubbing, and then coming back around. So those are a few motions. Like I said, I like to usually work up into the breasts and then move into the chest area and the heart area. And then I eventually move down the shoulders. So that we'll talk about when we talk about the heart center. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Okay, so that's the massage. So a few things about this, this chakra. So it's the color yellow, so balancing with foods that are yellow, so like bananas, yellow squash, yellow bell peppers, stuff like that, pineapple, different things. So warming foods, cayenne, turmeric, foods like that can be really helpful. When working with crystals, my favorite one for this chakra is the citrine, and this was actually in a crystal grid, so I just grabbed it. So yeah, this is a citrine. It's beautiful. So you don't have to get a big chunk like this. You can get small pieces. You can wear citrine. I have a citrine ring or a necklace, but it's really gorgeous. So this is really great for working with that self-worth and confidence. That's my favorite stone. For yoga poses, one of the best ones to do would be twists. So you can do things like Ardha Matsurasana, so moving into these spinal twists, hooking your arm on the inside or the outside, and then just finding your hand behind you, sitting up nice and tall and twisting. So anything that twists into that spine is going to help to balance out that chakra. So you can do a seated twist, or you can do twists where you're lying on your back and your legs are stretched out, and then you're twisting from one side to another. So that is really great as well. The other thing that I absolutely love for this chakra is super important is doing self-affirmations. So writing, you can either write them out, so it can be as simple as I am confident in who I am, and writing it on a piece of paper and sticking it to your bathroom mirror, or the mirror that you get dressed in front of every day. So that every day you look at it and you are practicing those words, rewriting the limiting beliefs or the things that we were told growing up, any of the abuse, the verbal abuse, we're rewriting those things and we're teaching ourselves, right, by practicing saying them. So self-affirmations are really good. And you can change your self-affirmations depending on what you're working on, right? So you can use self-affirmations for all chakras. You can use it for your root chakra, saying, I am safe, I am protected. You can use it for your throat, saying, I speak my truth. So affirmations are really amazing. You will notice I've been posting mantras with these videos. So these mantras work with each chakra. So you can use mantras very similar to self-affirmations. And I'll talk a lot more about mantras when we get to the crown. So when we talk about meditation and stuff, I'll talk a lot more about how to use them and what way works best for me, and just share a little bit of insight with that. But yeah, so doing affirmations and mantras, and finding what makes you feel really supported, and making sure that you're telling yourself this, right? And that we're rebuilding any damage that has been created there, right? Yeah, a lot of people that struggle with this can sometimes tie in their self-worth into something. So into, let's say, being a husband or a wife, or being into their career, like being a yoga teacher. And it's like, if something doesn't work out in those places, then their self-worth is damaged. So making sure that we don't tie our self-worth to anything, that we are worthy within ourselves, disconnected from all those things, right? We can still be all those things, and we can still want those things to be a part of our life, but not feel so tied into that. So once those things slide away, that we're not left with nothing, right? Like that our bucket isn't empty. So those are a few tips I have for the solar plexus. Crystals and yoga poses and oils to use, a little bit of massage. And like I said, we'll talk about the heart next time. And I hope that helped in some way, and that you can use some of these tools to help support you on your journey. All right, I'm gonna let you go for now. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and take care. Lots of love.